Alle Wege führen ans Millerntor Trainingslager-Special, deswegen heute alle Wege führen ins Trainingslager. Ich habe heute Scott Banks neben mir sitzen und wir freuen uns, über ihn ein bisschen was zu erfahren. Und er erfährt jetzt erstmal, wohin es überhaupt geht, das weiß er nämlich noch nicht und deswegen fahren wir jetzt los. Okay, Scott, so you can take your phone out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna let you know. Yannick, from the Young Players,
Yeah.
has birthday tomorrow.
Okay.
So we want to buy him a little present.
Nice.
And we want to buy him something that reminds him of here, so we like to go to a little souvenir shop.
Okay.
So just choose one,
Any souvenir shop?
yeah, that you think that would be nice. So yeah, we're just talking about like adapting to the different drive
Oh my
way.
God.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like 10 minutes. How did you learn to use the wrong side?
I drove. Yeah, it is the wrong side is right.
No, it's alright.
I drove on holiday in Croatia, and then when I came to Hamburg, I didn't drive for quite a while because it took a while to get a car.
Yeah.
And then miles. I learned about miles. Miles
Ah.
is like the most crazy thing to me when I first got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have nothing like it in home in Scotland. And then yeah, you get used to it. But every time I go home and then I drive on the left side, like I came out of my like family home onto like the main road on the right side of the road, and there was just a van coming right at me. But I was on like the wrong side, obviously, back home, because you just naturally go on the right side.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing here. I was at Connor's apartment and I turned left into a roundabout on the left side of the road, and there was a car coming off the roundabout. So that sounds like I'm a bad driver, but I'm not. But you just forget.
This is why I'm
sometimes.
driving.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not so difficult. You get used to it, and now I'm pretty good on both sides. But when I first got here, it just takes a second to remember.
Also, you just mentioned when you just got here. I remember when you just got to Hamburg, the first time you were on alone, you always had to sleep after the training because it was so hard for you. So what do you think, how much you took the next step as a player
Adapted,
here
I
in
think,
Germany?
Yeah, when I first got here, it was definitely a shock, the training load. It's just the length of the sessions, how much you're doing. I just came from a team where we were playing 2 games a week, so the training was not really so much. To then come into the very tough sessions, it was a lot for my body. But yeah, I would quite happily say I'm good at fine now.
Yeah.
Got into a good routine, and yeah, I'm definitely used to it.
Yeah, you also must be used to like hard physical work because as much as I know, you've been to a academy for for football in Scotland.
Yeah, it was the SFA Performance School. I was there when so in Scotland you do primary 1 to 7, and then secondary school is like S1 to S6. So I can't remember. I think I can't remember how old you are when you change actually. Maybe like 12, 13, that kind of age.
I think I checked 2008.
2000, so 7? No, it can't be that early. Maybe. We go
I'm
left
wrong.
here, by the way. This way.
It's a circle, just let you know.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first kind of introduction to a lot of training in a week, especially when you're so young. Sometimes I wish though you still had that feeling of when you're young, you feel like you can run around forever and you don't get tired. It's definitely not the same like that anymore. But yeah, so we would have, instead of subjects like music or drama or language, which language would have been helpful now, we had football in those times.
Okay.
So there's 7 schools in Scotland, and then 2-3 times a year we would have like a festival, they called it, or a tournament, and we would play all the other schools in Scotland.
Is everyone who wants to go there allowed to go, or do you have to be chosen because you have talent or whatever?
Yeah, I think everyone could trial for the school.
Yeah, yeah.
But
what am I doing here?
There, sorry.
Oh.
Everyone could trial, but yeah, there was like 3 or 4 trials in like quick succession, and yeah, there was loads and loads of kids that went for it, and as you'd imagine, most of the kids that were in academy football at that age, they all kind of got in. So there's lots of like Rangers players, some Celtic players, forever or whoever, Hearts, Hibs, all those teams. It was their academy players that kind of got into the school for the most part. I was actually the only kid that wasn't a part of a pro youth setup at the time.
Okay.
I was still playing for my boyhood club, Linlithgow Rose, when I got accepted into the school. So.
And then things went well there. And how old have you been when you thought like, okay, that's gonna be my way. I'm gonna be a professional player?
I'm not too sure. My parents were very not strict, but very what's the word? Like keen for me to do well at school, like academically as well. Yeah, wanted me to do well at school. So I hadn't really thought about it until maybe 4th year, 5th year. We started getting professional contracts started getting handed out to like my age group kind of thing. So what I didn't realise at the time is like there was a couple other guys who got contracts early, but because they were leaving school, and then I thought like, oh wait, like why have they got those early? Like I want to have it now kind of thing. And as my dad always reminds me, then I stopped trying so hard at school and didn't do as well as I should have in my last year. But I was good in school. I got good grades. But yeah.
What was your, besides sports, your best subject?
So probably like maths and science were my like top ones, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're still going straight. Yeah, but I don't know. Well, it was definitely better. Like I still can't spell now, so English was definitely not my strong suit. Even when like it's embarrassing. Like we'll play. I don't know, what's it like? We'll do like a spelling thing. Like Connor likes to come up with these games on the bus, and it'll be like me against like Adam, who's Polish, and he spells better than me in English. So it's never,
Adam is a smart guy.
Adam's a very smart guy, yeah, with everything. But come on, like I should be able to spell better than him in my own language.
Probably.
But yeah.
Okay, so that was that way, and then how did your way goes on then after school?
So yeah, I went from the performance school, and I was playing for Dundee United like at the time, and then after I finished those like exams, I went into like full-time professional. In Scotland we don't have like a scholar scheme, so you are a pro, but you are on very like bottom, like everything kind of thing. A lot of my time was spent cleaning the boots and cleaning the changing room and everything. That's quite like the culture back then anyway.
Okay.
So it was a lot of us, and then I ended up living in a...
Was it also frustrating sometimes?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because we were the young guys, we had to do everything. And we were kind of... we'd all live in a house. There was like, I can't remember, like 16 of us or something in one house. Which was just like crazy.
How many?
16.
You live in?
Yeah, in one house. Yeah, it was like this big old house in Dundee, and they were all like
how
two in a
messy
room.
was that house?
You couldn't believe some of the stories from that house. It was mad.
I think I heard something up for camera already.
Yeah. There was some good ones. It was very like fun time, I think, as I'm still close with quite a few of the guys that were in the house with me.
Does it also help you that you have like players around you that are at the same situation as you are?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but we always say now, like you don't realise at the time that was like the good old days kind of thing. That's like they were like, oh, you give anything to go back for a week, wouldn't you? Kind of thing, because it was so funny.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of good times there. But yeah, so yeah, I did that like young guy thing. and then started training with the first team not too long after, and kind of just it went well for me, and got some exposure. And then one pre-season I was playing at Shrewsbury away with Dundee United, and then started to learn like there was interest from clubs down south, and then I can't remember how long later that it kind of came into being a thing, and then I moved to Palace at like 17, just turning 18.
So that was when you had to completely leave the country for the first time, right?
Yeah, leave home, living alone.
Yeah. How did that felt for you?
I was kind of okay with it. I think because when I was in the digs with loads of people, it does get quite a lot when there's so many of you. So I was quite excited to live alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where Dundee is to where I am, it's not very far from home, but I was still living away.
Okay.
So I was used to not seeing like my friends from home and my family all the time, so it wasn't so bad. And then I enjoyed it at first. It took a lot to adapt again, because I was getting thrown straight in and some training with the first teams and different things that you never expected to happen.
How different was that?
Keep going straight.
Okay.
This way.
The way they play in Scotland to the way they play in England?
Yeah, I would say it was definitely different at the start. I think at that age as well, I kind of expected there to be a jump, but when training with like the first team when I first got there, I was very much like, wow, this is a big step up. I think one of the first times I did it, Benteke was rehabbing, and I had to train with just me and him, and we did a finishing drill against him, which was an eye opener into how the top level do things and move. But I remember doing well in the session, but I was also very much like going home like on the phone to my friends, you'll never guess what I was doing today, kind of thing. So it was very like, especially at that age, I was still kind of like starstruck about like the people I was seeing around the car park or in the changing rooms in the training ground, as I couldn't believe that I was there.
Yeah.
And that definitely took a little while to settle into, because when I was a kid I never really thought.
So just overwhelmed by all that.
For sure, yeah. I think maybe the same from a lot of us that have ended up in St. Pauli's, where if you're from like smaller nationalities and nations, like you never really expected that I would ever be in Germany, never mind when I was down there. I kind of just thought I would play football in Scotland, and then all of a sudden you go into these things, and it is a bit like so yeah, it was exciting, but it was difficult at first, for sure.
Yeah. Next step was you got the offer from St. Pauli, Germany.
Yeah, a little bit later on, and yeah, to be honest, like I didn't really know much about the club. I heard the name because there was like some connections to Scotland and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know too much, and then I got invited to come out to see the game. I think it was Düsseldorf at home. I was in the stands.
Oh really?
Yeah, but yes, I was in the stands for Düsseldorf at home, and then that was the first time I got to see the stadium.
Where did you stay? At South, or do you remember? Like
I was behind the goal, behind the ultras.
Nice.
So yeah, if you go left, I think.
Left is that way, right?
Yes, that's way. But yes, I was behind the goals, or behind the ultras, sorry, and I didn't know what to expect at all. Obviously, by that time I knew there was going to be a lot of fans in the stadium and everything, and I'd heard it was sold out, and then I found out that it turns out every game's sold out, which is very exciting. And then I think after I sat there for 5 minutes, I knew that I wanted to come.
Oh.
There's no other place I could have went and had this type of atmosphere, and everyone knows, everyone that will be watching this, you know what the stadium's like on a home game, and I was completely blown away. And I think 5 minutes into the game I'd kind of already made the decision that I wanted to come. And then before
This is so sweet.
so before I left, I was able to say that this is what I want to do, and hopefully we can get everything sorted. And then I think maybe sort of Düsseldorf game, and then before the next game I was here in Hamburg, and but I think I was there for the next game. which I can't remember. It was like an away game or something, but obviously I didn't go. And then, or maybe I did. Fürth away was my debut, so it could have been. Yeah, and then came on for like 10 minutes on the hottest day in the ever.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it, and then was super excited to be a part of the team for the season. And obviously, I think 2 games later than that, it was Braunschweig away, and that was me. I played Fürth, Magdeburg at home, Braunschweig away, and then I made it back for the last game of the season after that. But it was good. Like I stayed for my rehab the whole time in Hamburg.
Yeah, we have to go on with that, with the injury and the time with the injury when we come back.
Yeah.
It was a longer time, right?
It was a long old time. Yeah.
Was it the first injury? Like.
Yeah, first long injury I've ever had. I was always a player who never got injured. I never had any problems. If I did, it was like a week, 2 weeks, and then I was hit with this injury, and I never experienced anything like it before. So.
Okay, we come back to this. We just was speaking about your injury that unfortunately came at the Braunschweig game.
Yeah, Braunschweig away.
So, do you remember like the moment that happened and you know, okay, something went very wrong right now?
Well, to be fair, I think I was more like kind of lying to myself when it happened, as I knew something went wrong, but I was just like refusing to acknowledge that. Like I was saying like, oh, nothing's wrong, whatever. Speaking out to me. No, I say like nothing's wrong for sure. It's like minor. Like I remember feeling like I'd overextended my knee, but nothing more, and it hurt so bad. But I was like, nah, it's fine, it's fine. And then I think James, the physio, I think he knew it kind of straight away, but didn't really want to tell me too early because obviously there's still a lot of the game to go, and then we had to travel all the way back and stuff.
Yeah,
So I was doing the tests, and I kind of have no idea what the tests were or how they work. So I didn't really know what was going on. I just knew I was in a lot of pain, but it couldn't be that bad. That was kind of in my head. And then when he finally told me, I was not in the best way. You could say I was very upset. But that's just kind of learning, or that was like the process of accepting what had happened and kind of how long it was going to take for me to get back fit, which ultimately was the whole season until the last game. So
what helped you in this time to?
Definitely people around me, like friends, family, my girlfriend, like everyone was. I couldn't have asked for more. And also, I did stay in Germany, so all the guys that were at the club at the time, staff, like I have such a good relationship now with all the physios and the trainers, because it spent so long together, kind of thing. As they were like, just couldn't have been any better, and kind of understanding where I was at, and finding ways to. And of course, when you have a 9-month rehab, not every day you'll feel like completely motivated to do it, and they're really good at finding different ways to get through it. And since I've been back, I've had no problems with my knee, so it was very successful in the end.
3 times on. Do you know this? Knocking 3 times on wood when you say something.
Knock on wood. Touch on wood. But yes, up to now I've had no problems. So it seems to have been a very successful rehab. And I mean, I was just happy to make it back for the last game anyway. Yeah, and then
tell us, how was that moment that you just prepared that goal?
That was crazy.
Made us the champions.
So I didn't really expect to get on, to be honest. I just felt like, I've been in the squad for like the last game, and then as we all know how the game went, me, Daniel, Hunter, we all came on. Hunter scored early, and then I remember Dapo on the other side. Nico played long pass. Dapo took unbelievable touch, like down the line, and I kind of just tried to get into an area where I could maybe score, is what I thought at first. And as the ball came, I knew there was no way I could like head the ball anywhere near the goal from there. So I just saw Daniel to my left, headed it back for him, and I mean, it's like history really. That's insane moment to be a part of, especially after the hardest year in my career by far.
Good way
to
to
have
come
that
back.
at the end. Yeah. And I flew my dad out to come see the game.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So he was at Wiesbaden then.
He was at the game.
Oh,
I remember
nice.
seeing him before, like in the stands, just sitting there. And
Oh.
so after the game, like as soon as the final whistle went, we were all celebrating.
Yeah.
And I ran straight to the stands to find my dad. I gave him my top, and my dad outside had got a scarf, and so he gave me the scarf. He's like, "Take that." So I've come back onto the pitch. I don't have a top
I
on the
remember
scarf. Do you remember
those.
the scarf?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Where, and also the celebration in the locker room when you were just having this.
Yeah, everyone's
scar,
pouring
like
beer on
everyone's
my head.
guts on fire.
yeah. Basically, so it was it was an incredible moment. One of the most emotional moments I've had in football, especially my dad being there and being able to give him the top and to get this scarf back. And now, when eventually after the season, I got home and I went and my dad went into the room. He's like, "Oh, I've signed the scarf." So he signed the scarf for like the date, his name, everything in the moment.
Aww.
And then and now I keep it. Obviously, I've got it with all the rest of my tops. That scarf is just as important. So yeah, it was an unbelievable moment. Obviously something I'll never forget.
Imagine.
And thankfully, Daki just scored it and kind of made me a part of it. When for the whole year, it felt very distant from it all. So it was great to be able to contribute in the way that I did. And yeah, for sure, I'll never forget it.
So then you decided to stay and sign the permanent contract for St. Pauli.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to do that?
I mean, yeah, it's kind of an easy decision after everything we just spoke about, especially in those moments. And I'd felt very at home at the club from how well I'd been looked after, and I'd worked so hard to get back to be a part of playing for St. Pauli. And of course, I got the last game, a great moment, but it kind of felt like unfinished business, or I don't know how to put it, but I just felt like me coming to Germany and then getting injured and not really playing was not fulfilling, if that made sense. That wasn't...
So you
that
wanted to
didn't-
give it like a new try.
Yeah, for sure. It was like I didn't want my trip to come out to Germany to kind of stop and end there. Like ultimately, I'd played 4 games or something, so it just made sense to come back. And I came back, wanted to be a part of it, and then of course we're in the Bundesliga, and what an unbelievable opportunity for any player.
What are your goals for this season personally?
My goals, I try to make it so they never change, because then you don't want to put too much self-pressure or you feel that. My goal is always to improve as much as I can as a player, improve as much as I can as a person, and for St. Pauli where I'm at is to be as useful and as effective as I can for the club and my teammates. That's always the same goals. Of course, there'll be some. I think every player has their own individual goals in their head that they don't tell anyone. But these are always my main goals throughout the year, is to improve as much as I can on the pitch and off the pitch, and to be as helpful to the team as I possibly can. So, yeah, it's we all know it's a tough season coming up, and
Do you think
hopefully-
it will be more tough than the last season?
For sure, yeah. I think, as we all know, the teams that have come up into the division, I'm so happy that the derby is back. That's one thing.
You're excited?
Yeah, it's one, that's, if you think of the things I missed with my injury, it's both games I was injured. I went to watch them both, but never had a chance to be a part of it. And that's always
this season.
that's always been a thing, I hope I've not missed that. So when they come up, of course, I had a little bit of excitement that I might get a chance to play in this game. So we'll see. Maybe it'll come around for me this year. Just love to feel the atmosphere and be on the pitch when it's all happening. Because it was a crazy day both times when I was there.
It's gonna be a bit more chaotic than normally, but this is a Trainingslager.
Here we are.
Thank you very much, Scott. I wish we had a bit more time because it was very interesting, but luckily you stay.
Luckily you can get me another day.
Yes! Thank you. And then we go back to Trainingscamp. Thank you for
Perfect.
bringing us here safely.
No problem.
Bye!
Bye, Fads.